What's going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck. Oh my God. So I hopped on and saw that Artie Trolls was live, and then saw that Artie was on Paramount Tactical's live stream on this panel. And man, oh man, I don't know how I missed this. I came in at the end, showed Artie Trolls some love. They came over to Gary's channel to show him some love. Gary, how dare you not tell me to come up on this one? Why was I left out of this one? Oh my God. Shout out to Gary from Paramount Tactic, Artie Trolls, Bronson, my brother in Christ, and Morehouse brother Jay Witt, and Jared from Continued Freedom. We had him in the LLC yesterday. Tonight we had the whole truth, aka Gil, a criminal defense attorney. Oh my goodness. What a day. And meanwhile, this live stream was happening and I had no idea. So before I get started, make sure you all hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the Lady Luck Club. We are growing on the road to 50,000 supporters. And we have definitely picked up some steam with new Lucksters and members. I appreciate you guys so much for your support. I know this is kind of last minute, but I had to do this. Jay Witt went off. This is why I don't do debates with candy ass cult members. Because no matter how much they try to, the few out there sprinkled around talking about, no, I'm neutral, I watch everybody, and the blah, blah, blah. Deep down, they're really not. And I wanted to play this portion because, this guy gets Virum or Burnham or whatever his name is. And he just he starts off with, I'm just being neutral and I watch everybody and I'm impartial. I watch you just as much as I watch Candace and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, that doesn't mean that you're going to be right. I think that's the issue with debates, with people who just have this hive mentality. They're devoid of what's happening in this reality. And then they just want to come up and just try to tell you what you should be doing and what you should believe. That's not how the hell this works. Nope. And I told you all a long time ago, all the Luxers know, I am not here to persuade cult members of a damn thing. It is on them if they choose to be ignorant, fail to read or research, and they just want to believe things without actually having some tangible documentation and evidence. So we're going to witness this dude, whoever he is, I think it started with a super. I don't know if he's another YouTuber, he's on X, but he posted up a super chat. And it was like he was dog whistling to be blocked. And it's like, what are you doing that for? Personally, I think this guy just hopped up to get some attention. Maybe he has a channel or something and he just want views or whatever. Because when you guys hear this, you'll hear why I'm saying that. It just, So hit that like button. Let's get to it.
And I was like, don't you think that that's possible, that that's a firearm? And she was like, no, that's a backpack. I'm like, that's a backpack? And then you jumped in. You were like, no. All he's saying is, don't you think it's a possibility? And she was like, no, it's not a possibility. Okay, well, I don't know where to go from there because you're just lying. That is motivated reasoning. That's bias. That's just, I don't even think it's that. I think it's just outright lying when it comes to it.
I just don't understand how we are at this big of a disconnect. Like, there's still people sharing those photos of like the ones that they released of Tyler Robinson and then the AI one, and they're still like, it's not the same person. Yeah. Like how this?
But that's the thing. It's the hive mentality. Candace is still asking the same dumbass question over and over again. And when she can't get her way with roping all of TPUSA into her buffoonery, then she just goes out and just attacks the next person. I'm giving a heads up. She's probably going to try to rope in Charlie Kirk's parents. Because, she's an evil demon. But they don't care about reading, let alone okay, here in this reality, there's an AI photo. And her cult members are so quick to say that they don't trust AI and they don't believe in AI and something Al Gore's internet and all that dumb nonsense. Hey, Camilla. And it's like, okay, but you're on the internet, on social media, which is mostly powered by AI now. That's not something I made up. That's something that can be researched and read. But if you don't believe anything on earth in this reality, there is no debate to have with these people. We cannot debate if we can't even agree to a basic set of facts. If you can't produce evidence to prove your talking point, then there's no debate. And we already know what Candace thinks and how she feels. We hear it all the time. What we don't need is a cult members reiterating what Candace says. If we want to hear what Candace has to say, we'll go watch it. Or Cinema Shogun to put up a post. But the idea that you got these brainwashed cult members repeating her talking points, that's all you're gonna get. You know.
If I'm looking at it from a perspective that they're operating in good faith, the only takeaway that I can get from that is that they're completely retarded. That's it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Completely.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly agree.
Viram, thank you, and welcome to the chat, Viram. How are you?
Thanks for having me in, gentlemen. Nice to be here.
This clown.
Oh no, it's one of these guys.
So Viram, lay out your case, man. What are we getting wrong? And let's try to I don't know. Maybe we can isolate some things where we can walk through, and I don't know, have a productive discussion as opposed to jumping through a whole bunch of things all at once. So what are we getting wrong? Well, first of all, I guess I would like number one, introduce yourself to everybody out there. I don't know if you have any social media.
Yeah, I'm Mark Riley. From the UK, live in Texas, and been in the States since 2008. I work in the movie industry.
Okay.
Screenwriter.
Keep that in mind. He works in the movie industry. So, you know, when you're talking about weaponry and guns, ammunition, Gary would be the expert because he actually builds guns. This guy, Viram, works in the movie industry. That is how he described it. You mean entertainment and film? Film industry? Is a movie industry different from the film industry? Okay.
You've probably seen a bunch of my films. Yeah. So
What films have you watched?
What films? Y'all see how he got up clowning with this nonsense? You probably seen a bunch of my films. We don't even know who you are. What do you mean? So you've already came up and started off wrong. What films are you assuming people have seen? No, unless you know you're undercover Steven Spielberg, and I haven't even seen all of his films. No, Viram, we have not seen all of your films. Where the hell you get that from again?
I'll tell you about all of them in a second, but I'm like.
Okay, so how will we know what you've done when you just said you probably have seen all of my films? I mean, y'all hear this? He already on that bullshit.
I like, you know, my case is, you know, look, I sit in the middle, and I think all of your audience think I'm some big Candace fan. I watch Candace, of course I do. I watch you. I watch Baron Coleman. I watch everyone, man. I watch Viva. I watch everyone. I used to work for the Guardian newspaper, and
he watched more of the ones that lean towards Candace than anything else. Meanwhile, Candace watches us. Because, you know, when you got cult members like this, it's not hard to really convince or sway them of anything. He got up here trolling. I just hope you all know that. He is trolling. That's all this is. Because he can't even say what films he's done, but yet somehow Gary have seen all of them. Okay.
I'm as conservative as you can get.
Really?
I, like you, had deep skepticism of big government, and I guarantee all of you had big skepticism of big government. Apparently, until this case.
No. I still have huge skepticism of big
What
government.
does this case have to do with government? Meanwhile, they keep giving the FBI credit. Y'all see how fast this is turning? I told you about something like this. This is just it's disingenuous. He gets up here and he just says the dumbest shit, and all of a sudden everybody's supposed to have seen all his movies. He knows that at the end of the day, you hop up on Gary's channel, you know Candace is watching, and he's trying to get her attention. This was a whole scent move, Vera. This is a scent move. What a real man at. Make this stop. So he gets up here trying to simp for Candace. And it just flat out. Until this case. Somehow, this one case on earth in the United States of America is the one that dictates how big government acts. Never mind all the other millions of murder cases happening across the country. Yeah, okay.
Well, you know then, Gary, right? Because like the faces might change, but the institution doesn't. And it's the same in the military, and it's the same in government. The personnel might change, but the fundamental way of operating doesn't change. And here's my biggest issue with your side, your case, if you like, is that I think you've radicalized an opinion around a personality.
Why is there a side if you're neutral? Why is this so difficult to say? You know, I think your argument has a couple, questions that might bring forth reasonable doubt. Because all that other fluff he's about to say means nothing in the court of law. Once again, he works in the movie industry. He's not a lawyer or an attorney. He probably does not know how court works unless he is a defendant. He's in here talking about, oh, I know you've probably seen all my movies.
You don't like taking a different opinion, and it's allowing you to potentially look beyond what people like.
What do you mean don't want to take another opinion? We don't owe you that. That's, you know, see here. That is the blessed beauty of having the First Amendment. You have your opinion, we have ours. We could debate it all day. But when your opinions somehow become a set of facts that you think everybody should accept, that's where we have the problem. Because with facts comes evidence and documentation. If we cannot agree that we're breathing in oxygen as human beings, we certainly cannot dive into more complex scientific concepts. If basic fundamentals are going over your damn head while you're sitting here talking about, we've seen all your films. Lord have mercy.
Sit in the middle who just have an obsession over true crime, and this is probably the biggest true crime case, right? Would you say, of like our generation?
I don't just.
He up here trouble. This is the biggest true crime case of our generation. I'll admit this is a big case. Why are you sitting here talking about big government when the investigation is spearheaded by the prosecutor in the state of Utah? What does it have to do with the federal government?
With that, but yeah, continue. I don't want to interrupt you. I have some issues with the statement that you said regarding a person.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
By the way, it's an opinion, right? I don't have anything stated as fact. It's just my opinion.
Sure.
And so
implied opinions where it's still provably false, it's still defamation. Once again, he's not a lawyer or an attorney. Probably does not know how courts work or laws. And he works in the movie industry where we've all seen them all. Did he do Blue's Clues? Candace, is this someone you hired to come over here and troll Gary? Why do I get the feeling that Candace is all behind this? Yeah, well, you should leave them a super chat. And then, Gary loves to have people come up and debate. So when you leave a super chat after daring him to block you, then go up there and then say, you've probably seen all my movies. Oh, what? Oh, I don't know. What's the name of your films? Oh, I'll tell you that after this. What's the chances that he actually goes over all of his films that Gary has allegedly seen? Because reasons.
I think that there are plausible and significant gaps in this particular case.
Plausible?
On the idea that there is a single individual that was responsible for this, right? And I think, and I equate it to Lee Harvey Oswald. With some of your audience, I don't think they were quite following along.
Oh my God.
The same principle applies to Harvey Oswald as it does here. And I'll give you a specific, what I mean by that. Is you have the Warren Commission, you have 3 court cases, Jim Garrison's cases against Clay Shaw Bertrand, right?
Well, I want to keep things pithy here. I don't want to relitigate the JFK.
No, I'm getting to a point. I'm getting to a point. I'm not trying to get down the Lee Harvey Oswald case.
Okay.
I'm simply saying that I would think and I would assume that you all have serious questions over Lee Harvey Oswald. Whereas the case for Lee Harvey Oswald is about...
Is Lee Harvey... Isn't he dead? Why are we talking about the dead? From, 50, 60 years ago? Dude, were you alive when Lee Harvey Oswald did anything? See, this is the nonsense that, once again, if we want to know how Candace feel, we'll just watch Candace. We don't need this grown-ass man reiterating her talking points. We've heard that shit before. It doesn't work.
As strong as the case for Tyler Robinson. In the case that there's been court presentations, there's been commissions, there's been state findings that were conclusive. And the same gaps in the Lee Harvey Oswald case, I've studied at Dealey Plaza. The same problem with that I have with Tyler Robinson is the idea that this guy that wasn't radicalized, according to his lover, right, partner, whatever you want to call, Lance Twiggs, wasn't radicalized, family didn't see any radicalization, then picked up a gun and carried out something that is very rare, which is the notion of a lone gunman. And then I think that you're dying on a hill, I'm surprised you're dying on this hill, Gary and team here. I think you have, the strongest argument you have is you have a confession of attack.
Dying on what hill? Of what? It was only one shooter that took out JFK. We even went over the University of Texas back in the 60s or something like that? Dude went to the top of a bell tower and killed like 5 or 6 people plus, minimum. From over 150 yards away at the top of a bell tower on a university campus. And it was just him. The concept of one shooter being able to take out one person, it is not a foreign concept. It's not implausible that one person can actually shoot someone from over 160 yards. It was only one shot. So they keep referencing something with JFK when it was only one shooter there too. I don't care about all that conspiratorial bullshit. It was only one man that pulled the trigger on the gun. So it's so crazy how they keep using that dumbass damn excuse that, oh, it's so much like JFK because, you know, LBJ and Erica Kirk she got TPUSA and blah, blah, blah. This is not like JFK. The only similarity is that it was only one gunman. That's it. One gunman. I thought JFK got shot multiple times. Charlie Kirk only got shot once. But it was still one gunman. And yet they look over case law and other, you know, shootings that have occurred that was executed by one person. So it's so the idea was just one shooter. That's something that we've experienced. What about all these so-called school, you know, these not so-called, but these school mass shootings where you only have one gunman in there? I mean, that's not a foreign concept. It's not a foreign concept for it to be one shooter. So basic stuff like that. If you can't pull up examples where what you're saying, you know, is somehow substantiated, it's still just your opinion, but it doesn't make it a set of facts. And for you to say somebody's dying on a hill, why? Because we don't agree with you and Candace? We don't have to. What hill we dying on? Why don't you go to the Valley Low and tell her to kick rocks? This is just the dumbest ever. He's not saying anything of substance.
Right?
No. So let me just let's
Let me just wrap this thought up and then I'll
Please.
stop talking, I promise. I think you have a really.
I don't hear him talking about his films. Anyone heard him say anything about his movies he did that Gary's seen all of? Gary, I didn't know you saw all this man's films.
compelling argument to make, which is as a confession. I think the idea that a 30-06, I hunt, right? I've shot Springfields with 30-06s and I've killed lots of animals. You have a statistical challenge there.
I might have to call the Humane Society. Well, I mean, what animals did you shoot? What? If you shooting dogs and kittens and stuff, you need to go to jail. You see how they speak so vague and ambiguous? I'm just still stuck at the idea that he thinks somebody saw all his movies. They don't even know who you are.
That 30-06 does that is a statistical anomaly. And it's certainly the idea that there is a spine of steel. And it's a French word.
That's just
A spine of steel.
That's so silly to say.
Oh my God, I didn't know we were allergic to kryptonite. Did y'all know we're all aliens? I told y'all he trolling. Oh, that spine of steel. Because Candace doesn't understand how euphemisms or metaphors work. It's a metaphor. It was just a joke. It is a metaphor. I'm Viram. I'm not going to tell you the definition of the word metaphor. I expect you to look that up. Stop being so damn lazy. Candace, don't send your dumbass cult members out here to troll people. This is why I don't drop the link like that. Even if you come on camera, you're not going to be disingenuous to me. The hell you will. And then say, I've seen all your movies. Y'all, this is infuriating, man. It's so stupid. Oh, the Superman neck theory. Who's up next? Batman? Maybe we'll get a Wonder Woman thigh. You got a Superman neck, a Batman foot, a Wonder Woman thigh, and Aquaman's wrist. Oh my God.
That's where you start becoming disingenuous.
I'm going to stop talking as soon as I sit down, and I'll let you disprove all of
Why
it.
aren't you done?
Is the idea that you have a bullet that does not perform statistically how they typically perform. Is the equivalency of the Warren Commission's argument about the magic bullet theory. You do have this, that's an odd hill to die on. Whereas if you make the case...
You see how I keep saying that's an automatic hill to down? There's nothing that's going to happen to Paramount Tactical. Absolutely nothing. You make it seem like he's going to go to jail. The hell you mean by that? That's so stupid.
We have a confession from this guy to his lover. I did it. That's the hill I would expect you to die on, not the argument. Because if the argument...
Why would you expect anybody to die on a hill? What is it with you and death and hills? What is wrong with you? Is that the only metaphor you can come up with? So you cannot accept the metaphor of Charlie Kirk having a Superman neck and a Batman foot and a Wonder Woman thigh. and an Aquaman wrist. He's the entire Justice League in one person. Somehow that metaphor goes over your damn head. But you keep saying you don't want to die on that hill. And you want us to take that as a metaphor. So it's only when it's convenient for you and your dumb moot point where you can understand what a metaphor is. Yeah, okay.
Voting Mike, etc., etc. Not that I buy into it. I really don't.
Yeah, you do.
You're fighting to me, you're fighting this weird argument, which is...
Well, it's not that. It's not that
It's not a weird argument. It's what's going to hold up in court with evidence. 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 Key word is evidence. Candace, do not send your cult members out here to start trolling people. You already prank called the Daily Mail. That bullshit. You know, Charles Kirk's parents said that Erica told them Candace is a bitch. What?
So let me... First of all, I think any comparison to the JFK case to the Tyler Robinson case is insane. Like, there is no comparison because of the amount of evidence that we have that we did not have when it came to Dealey Plaza. We didn't have DNA evidence. We didn't have video evidence.
We had nitrate tests that showed a gun had been shot.
We did not have...
Dude, we did not have advancement in technology like we do. And it was still only one shooter. But, Candace, why can't you go over the University of Texas shooter? One man, he was in the military too. One man took out multiple people from over 160 yards away back in 1960 something. Why is that so implausible in the year of our Lord 2026? So 60 years later, somehow the idea that there was only one gunman that shot Charlie Kirk is just impossible. No, Lady Lark. Only that happens on other planets. Jesus.
We did not have cell phone evidence. We did not have confessions. We did not have, we have so much more evidence. We didn't have all of those things. Like, it's a huge difference.
Exactly.
It didn't take place in front of 3,000 people with 3,000 recording devices. So that's completely different. And to just make the comparison because like one or two elements of this are similar, I think is kind of insane. I don't know what happened with JFK. I'm less convinced that JFK was killed by this. If you'd asked me a year ago, I would have said 100% I believe the CIA killed JFK. What I realized is that there is a grifting industrial complex, and now I question all of those things because I see how disingenuous and how much people want to believe things that are fantasy. I don't know where that is, but what I do know is that just on the facts, it does not even come close to comparing to what happened with Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson. The other part of it with the 30-06, the argument is that this is what's going to happen every single time. It's going to go through, it's going to have an exit wound, and it's going to blow its head off.
I didn't say that, by the way. I said statistically.
Fair enough. I would say statistically, you don't have a body of evidence.
And I would say before you use big words that's got 3 syllables in it, that you actually have the stats to show. Why didn't he show these so-called statistics? Why didn't he show the stats? He could have said, hey, can you share my screen or something like that? Or can I email you something to support what I'm saying? Or can you go on his website? He didn't cite any source of data or anything for stats. So what is he basing that off of? Because when you use terms like that, you're trying to make it sound more definitive. You're trying to say that there is data that supports what you're saying, but you're not presenting it. And he claims that he's not a Candace supporter. That's her MO. He up here to troll. He want people to watch his movies. That's it.
To even come up with the statistics, because I felt very similar to what you did. I said it's possible, but I think it's statistically very low. So what I did was take enough, as someone that teaches ballistics for a living, I have my own line of custom rifles. This is what I do for a living. What I'm not, and there's nobody out there that really is a terminal ballistics expert, especially when it comes to specifically 30-06 or when it comes to human beings. So what I did was I looked at the MLK example. Like, it's very similar to what took place. MLK was shot at 65 yards. Charlie Kirk was shot at 138 yards. He was shot with less energy. It hit Martin Luther King in the jaw and then hit his spine, deflected downward. And then I came across Chuck Ritter. Chuck Ritter was shot with 7.62 by 54. Ballistically almost exact when it comes to energy and everything else by 30-06. He was shot from 25 yards away, hit him in the spine, deflected downward, no exit wound, and Chuck is still alive. And then we have Shane Hill, who was shot from, I think it was like 60 yards. It hit him in his spine.
I know the Shane Hill.
So again, no exit wound. So there's only 4 people that I know that were allegedly shot with 30-06.
So he was just going to go on and on and on and on. And now he's interrupting Gary like hell. That's not how debates work. And if you're going to sit here and try to say this is proven by some stats or whatever that theory is, why didn't you bring documentation? So you can leave a super chat to get attention brought to yourself, talking about block me. And then you get up there and then you talk about everybody's seen all my movies. I'm going to tell you what the movies are. And then he never does that. Yeah, man. Isn't Spider-Man be coming up? Yeah, okay.
That's it. That's the 4 people that I know, and all of them all of them had no exit wound. So the idea that it's impossible, I don't even know how you come up with a statistic of that.
Impossible, Gary.
What I'm saying is, how do you
use absolute terms like that ever? And neither should you, because you don't.
I didn't. I'm quoting what most of the people are saying. Like, you can go through the comments, and a lot of people are saying it's impossible, or they would have blown his head off, or whatever else.
I'm not. Are you talking to me now? I'm not.
Even
You
when
said statistically proven. That's what you said.
you are coming up with a statistic, you have to have a sample size to derive that statistic from.
That's fair. Yeah, that's
and
fair.
you don't.
Of course it's fair. You also need evidence. What stats are you referencing? You couldn't give us one URL? Do you know what that is? Do I have to spell out that acronym? Not one website? Or a book? Because, Camilla's like, I know AI is no. Okay, so let's pull up a book. Because you got to make sure that, when the candy ass is sitting here talking about we don't do AI. Okay, well, you don't do books either, but we can give it a try. Jesus Christ. It's like the concept of evidence just goes over their head. We're not going to your alternate reality, Vera, where you think you're a movie producer.
I don't even know do we know anybody? Do we have a case study where someone was shot? Hold on. What I'm asking is, do we know anybody that was shot in the neck with a 30-06 and it did have an exit wound? So right now, the empirical evidence.
The Martin Luther King is a bad example because it struck his jaw.
It's not a bad example at all. You don't know. You don't know if it didn't hit him in the jaw and it only hit him in the spine. Do we know that it would have exited? We also know that just given the distance.
You just asked him twice. Do you have any examples to show where that same bullet had an exit wound? Because I can give you a couple cases where it did not, and it was the same bullet. Because reasons. Once he says Superman neck and Batman foot, Batman foot, Wonder Woman thigh, and Aquaman wrist, I was done.
Luther King was hit with more energy. It was half the distance. So
that's how physics works. What he just said is basically physics. And here we have a candy ass cult member where their cult leader does not understand how thunder works, or snow, or the freezing point of water, or the difference between the letter N and the number 9. I can go on.
So I don't know, you guys, this is what I hear every time. This would never happen. Well, what about Martin Luther King? Doesn't count. It hit him in the jaw. You don't even know what effect that had.
No, neither do you.
Let me jump in. Hold on one second.
Go ahead, Jay.
Because Gary, you ask him to give you an example. Fine. You don't accept MLK theorem. That's fine. Give us another example then, sir.
No. Look, I'm.
No. Question MLK.
No. Look, no. Don't down that hill. But you asked me to do something, and that's how lazy they are. Viram, you are lazy as hell. You had no stats to prove anything you said about anything statistics-wise. And when asked to provide an example, you have none. So he came up here unprepared after getting Gary's attention in a super chat. Now do you all see why I say he's trolling like hell? Candace, your cult members are still stupid. Viram, I don't care how you feel. The end.
Come up with a new example, because you're only dunking on this one. I need you to stop and listen for a second.
Go ahead, Deacon.
Thank you. Give us an example of a 3-6 going through somebody. You said that you hunt. You said that you shot it multiple times. Then give us an example. Don't talk about MLK. Don't use the examples that Gary used. Those are examples to his. How are you still talking? Are you still talking though, dude? I gave you respect. I haven't said a thing to you. You said it's talking all this mad reckless foolishness, and I sat here and listened to you. I'm gonna ask you respectfully to put your mouth together and shut up. Yes, I did say it. jwit@jwit.com. Me and you can have this conversation offline if you want to. But why don't you give us your own example then? Because it's really reckless that he keeps giving you examples and you don't have the chutzpah to actually give an example of otherwise. The man just said, show us the 3-6 and went through somebody.
Come on, Deacon.
Now you can go ahead and talk.
Anyone I can reply.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I think it was gangsta boo. Oh, Deacon. Oh, you have no idea. I am laughing and smiling from ear to ear. I'm so proud of you. Oh, I love this so much. Oh my God. Deacon went full gangsta boo on you. I love it. Oh man, Jay Witt was like, I'm not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood. Oh, you sweet Muppet, Viram. Meanwhile, we still don't know his films. Oh my God. How did I miss this, man? In real time? Gary, why did you let me miss this? Could you not send me a message on X? Lady Luck, you might want to come. Hurry up. Oh, this is so good. Woo, child. I don't think I've ever seen Jay Witt kick rocks. This is Jay Witt's way of saying, dude, kick rocks barefoot and jump off a bridge. We're not in the mood. Yes. Whoo, sweet Jesus.
Then shut up then.
Gary,
You don't hear me talking stupid like you're doing.
Again.
I think this.
Let me just reply.
Go
to
ahead,
Jack.
go ahead.
So here's the issue: is you talk about respectful discourse, you talk about these things, and it always descends into this stuff. I'm pushing back on the notion of one thing, and I said it at the very beginning, and none of you really listened. I'm surprised that
No, we all listen, you moron. You just don't have stats to back up. You can't even give a different example, but yet you hunt and shoot. Are you killing like rabbits or something? What are we doing? It's not like you're a doctor and you're able to determine what damage is done by that bullet. So even if you go out and shoot a deer, you would have to visibly see it. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. Do you have an MRI machine where you can just x-ray the deer's body and see what happened? If it does not have an exit wound, then you have no idea what is done to the spine. That's what's so crazy about this. He can't even give an example using animals. And yet we're still supposed to know all about his films.
Well, you don't be speaking for me. I never said nothing.
Sorry, you have, all right, mate. So fair enough. The hill that you want to die on this 30.
Why does this got to be? Listen. Can you forewarn us next time you want to go and troll and shit and say, I'm going to say the hill you want to die on several times. You cannot convince anybody of your bull. We know how Candace feels. It's like you did a copy and paste. Candace, is he like one of the managers that works in your bot farm or something? How does this go? And then what does he do? Focuses on Jay Witt getting frustrated as opposed to him actually coming up with a tangible example. Jay Witt ripped his ass up. I'm here for it.
I want to die on the hill of truth, Vera.
I want to die at the foot of the cross, man. Shut up about the hill.
It's a really important element of this.
Clearly you don't.
We're all Christians here, man. So drop
Are we?
No. Christian, let me tell you something. Like I said, I'm tired of this whole thing about, well, you're a Christian. You're supposed to just follow my lead and let me say whatever. And even if it's provably false, because blah, blah, blah. Nope. In the court of law, that would have no bearing on anything you just said because you don't have evidence. It would have been objected to as irrelevant speculation and hearsay. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Ugh.
Have that conversation. Big screen me. I want to have that conversation.
Hold on.
It always goes down into this. It goes down into this.
No, don't talk to me no more because I ain't got nothing else to say.
Hold on one second. Jay Witt, just out. Vera, listen to me. The problem you're talking about, it devolves into something. This devolved at the very beginning when you're like, you want to die on this hill. Like that in itself. Hold on. That in itself.
What does that mean? Is that a threat? Vera, let me tell you something right the hell now. That shit don't work over here. You want to die on that hill. You know how many times we see that dumbass comment? It's exactly what the bots and the candy asses say. Gary, listen. If you want, you can just look at any video on my second channel, Lady Luck Club with Sweet Tea. Look at the comment section. He is literally the embodiment of the comment section on my videos. When the bots and the trolls are in the mood to do what they do, the cult members, they copy and paste the same bullshit. He is just the living replica of my comment section. That's what I'm going to call you, Vera. My comment section. That's your new name. Because I don't know what Vera is. And no, we still don't know your films.
Is a straw man nonsense. It's actually a really important part of this. You want to die on this hill of trying to say that this is impossible. Like that's coming into this with bad faith to begin with.
You keep saying I said.
Yeah, it's like how dare you believe facts?
Whatever. But my point is just saying you want to die on this hill. You want to frame my argument and you want to frame my intention.
I don't want to frame your argument. You make a very good case of your own argument. Actually, don't. There's lots of parts of your argument that I happen to agree in. But here's the thing: is you take such.
But why does he need to die on a hill if you agree with parts of it? Wouldn't you be partially dying on that hill? You see how this don't work on me? Because they want to act like they don't understand how, euphemisms and metaphors work. And then he's using this metaphor, you want to die on that hill, and somehow it does not apply to him. So if you believe at least 50% of what Gary is saying, that means that you're going to die on that same hill 50%. I mean, really. There are people out there that have never died before. God.
A hostile approach to someone saying, I have an issue with this piece here. And then all of a sudden.
Just show the example of where the bullet went through. That's it. Give an example of where there was an exit wound with the bullet. The bullet. Is it English that he's having an issue with? Maybe we're speaking the wrong language. Because he damn sure didn't bring any stats to support his buffoonery about something being statistically somehow implausible. We still don't know what stats he's referring to with that. And for people who understand that you need evidence and facts and documentation to back up this crap you're saying, we're going to ask for that. Otherwise, we don't owe you shit. We just don't.
It's like that you devolve into what the guy doing here is like, I'm not Christian, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, you got to stop with that rhetoric because people like me in the middle.
Did he say you got to stop with what now? That retardedness?
You are go to someone saying, I have an issue with this piece here. And then all of a sudden, it's like that you devolve into what the guy doing here is like, I'm not Christian, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, you got to stop with that rhetoric because people like me in the middle.
He said retarded.
Hey,
who you calling retarded? Yeah, okay. So obviously you want to get trolled right back because that's what you're doing. You still can't provide an example. Once again, where's the example? Because otherwise you can get your ass on. Who the hell are you talking to about somebody being retarded? We don't agree with your bullshit. We don't agree with your dumbass cult leader, your cult leader, God, whatever you all want to call her day by day. I just don't understand why she won't just pull a Jim Jones and get the hell on somewhere. You sound retarded. And you can't give an example. And then you said something was statistically proven. What you mean? But no. Never mind the documentation. Just don't down that hill by 50%.
I've got a question for you quick.
Yeah.
Which part do you take issue with? Is it just the 30-6 part?
He don't know.
Question, man. It's like,
Trolling.
look, so I'm going to go back to it because there are parallels. I know you don't like him, Gary, and I'm not making some distinct drive.
Will you just answer the damn question? Comment section. I told you I use the embodiment of my comment section. Same old nonsense. Copy and paste. He's just repeating it. We've heard all of this before. When are you going to provide the example of an exit wound with that bullet? You have a moose hanging on your wall, but you can't sit here and tell us, I shot this moose with that bullet and it went through. And then the moose started crying and then was like, F you and Candace. So I, made sure it went to the vet and got some surgery done. And now the moose is 118 years old. Like, you're going to go all the way there with that story.
But what do the parallels have to do with it, though?
Because they normally suggest...
If I get into a
they
conflict
who?
with you...
Who are they? Because you got pronouns going on and you can't tell us who they are. Who are they? Describe they. Because they. So where's the example again? I told y'all he trolling. Y'all can't tell? He trolling like hell. They call Deacon retarded. You know what's retarded? Simping for Candace when she does not pay your bills. That's retarded. Now you come see me about that one. Clown ass.
And it was not your fault. If it was not your fault, and I got in a car wreck with Bronson, and I'm like, you know what? There's parallels here. So I wasn't at fault on Bronson, so I'm not at fault with you. Like you gotta assess everything independently. Let's completely I think it is so illogical to go back and say, because this is where this goes. It's like, well, what about JFK? Well, what about January 6th?
Here's my biggest issue.
What about isms? Once again, our issue is you still have not produced one evidence or example where the bullet was shot and it went through. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, because keep on acting like you're slow and retarded. That's just because you calling my brother retarded. And I don't appreciate that. This is the thing. We've been at this for 10 months. So Candace has been saying the same shit over and over again. You're not adding anything new to this. You use the words with 3 syllables. That's about it. No data, no documentation, no evidence. You can't even make this up. It's not even logically based. Hey, Gary, if you've seen his movie, please let me know so we can all rate him.
To answer Bronson's question, is you have a guy that has no prehistory of radicalism. One.
What?
That's from your own. That you want everybody to watch the evidentiary hearing.
Okay.
That's from Lance Twigg. So I'm going off what Lance Twigg said, not anything else.
Well, that question wasn't ever asked. He asked if you ever talked about politics.
Gary, Lance Twigg was asked specifically, did he ever talk about politics with you? And his answer was no.
How is that proof of radicalization?
It does, man. It does. It absolutely speaks to radicalism.
Now, I don't know if you're intentionally misrepresenting that or maybe...
Radicalism involves extremism. Like, you have some level of brainwashing that has to occur for someone to be radicalized. They're not going to be radicalized because you asked them one time about politics. It has to be like constant repeated exposure to this, where you almost isolate the person to think certain things. Kind of like how cults work. Like Candace's cult, because she's a cult leader. And you're repeating her talking points. Because she's been saying this dumb crap over 10 months. Almost 11 months straight. Yeah, that's called radicalization. If you don't understand the definition of that word, Vera, you might want to start reading a dictionary. I'm telling y'all, he up there trolling. He cutting off everybody, talking over people. And yet, he has not emailed any piece of evidence. Not even one. But, because we all Christians, he think we're supposed to just believe him when he lied like hell.
Just confused a little bit. But he
Tell
did
me I
not
was
say
wrong
that.
with what he said. If I was wrong with what...
He did not say that Tyler and them never talked politics. He said if we did, Tyler was the one that brought it up, essentially.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
you-
true.
No, I'm not
we
arguing
both
that that's
watched-
all they
we both
talked
watched
about.
We both watched the evidentiary hearing. If you're
What is
deriving
your
from Lance
point?
Twiggs's evidentiary testimony, right, that there was clear radicalism in Tyler Robinson, and you were listening.
No, I'm not deriving that whatsoever. But I would say the fact that he shot him shows that there was
No,
definitely
I
some
get it. I get
radicalism.
it.
No, you don't get it because you keep talking over people. This is why you keep having to double back on stuff. This is not even a debate. Miriam got up there to troll. And then calling Jay Witt retarded. The hell wrong with you? This is a dumbass thing. Like, he up here trolling. He's not addressing anything. He's just over talking and cutting people off. And then Bronson literally said twice, that's not what I said. He's not listening to actually engage in a debate or a conversation. It's like he's just kind of waiting for you to say enough so he can just interject. All he's doing is thinking about his next response. That's not a debate. There's no information that anyone is learning out of him or nothing. He's just repeating all the comments in my comment section. The hell wrong with him? He look like he's too old for this. Miriam, you look like you're just too old for this bullshit.
I can't dispute that. Yeah, sorry, mate. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's all good. What about the Discord leaks?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's your strongest case. That's the strongest argument.
Now the strongest argument is the Discord. I thought the strongest argument was the see.
Because it's someone saying, it's someone confessing is my point. So text, Discord, all of that. It's someone confessing.
Well, I just
Like,
think
I'm in your camp on that. What, like, you're arguing with me when I'm in your camp on that.
No, you're not.
You talking to me?
Yes, man. You like.
No, bro. Don't even put my name in your mouth, man. Go ahead and talk
I
to
didn't say
everybody
your
else.
name. Actually, I didn't say your
Don't even talk to me. You're not talking to me. Talk to everybody else. You're not talking to me.
Then stop popping back.
All right, look.
Okay,
Here's what I want to do. Let's de-escalate.
Hey,
Everybody, chill out.
Ooh.
No, you good, my guy. Go and talk to everybody else. Go and talk to everybody else.
And you're arguing with something. I'm on your camp. In your camp on that.
I don't even know. My camp does not have fools in it like that. No, my camp don't have you.
Let's stop talking. Let me finish.
And then you can stop talking. You were a guest, my guy. You're a guest.
Rational people on here. Did you ever meet Charlie Kirk? Did you ever meet
I
him?
love it.
Did you ever meet him?
Did you ever meet? Who do you want
Yes,
to
I
meet?
did, mate. My sister worked for him. So
Okay,
why don't you?
well, what is that?
What does that have to do with you showing an example of how a bullet went through and had an exit wound? He still has yet to tell us the name of his films that Gary has seen all of them. You know, because Gary, I guess those movies exist in an alternate reality. Do you have to wear one of those VR glasses? Oh, Gary, we love you. And you know, I'm blown away. This guy getting up there talking about, you've seen all my films. Oh, okay, name one. Well, I'm going to name him later. What you mean? For that alone, I would have kicked his ass off. You came up here and you already started off wrong. You can't even tell me the name of your films. I already know you will not give me evidence. Y'all see where I'm going with this? First thing come out his mouth, he's in the movie industry, which is just a strange way of saying that. Most people say film industry. But okay, you're in the movie industry. And then it said, you probably seen all my films. And then when you're asked to name your films, well, I'll do that later. Why would that need to wait? Why would it be difficult for you to just name 2 or 3 of your films? Y'all see where I'm going with this? He's trolling like hell. He has no point to prove. It's just, let me stir up nonsense for the sake of doing that. You know who doesn't like chaos and confusion? God.
I'm a job on, mate, okay?
What does that matter?
Because you have no idea what you're doing on here, mate. You just
I have no idea what I'm doing.
What does that mean? You have no idea what you're doing on here. You are a movie producer that can't name one film, and yet Gary has seen them all. And you want to talk about somebody else not knowing what they're doing? It's the incompetency for me. And yet you call Jay Witt retarded. Who are you again? Viram just came out of nowhere. That might not even be his real name. Candace, your dumbass cult member stirring up this bullshit like this? Girl, we are tired of that nonsense. Can they not come up with a new storyline? Candace, you know once you try to go after Charlie Kirk's parents, you got it coming. I hope you know that.
Sorry,
I apologize.
Going back to the rational question.
I'm a what?
The Discord chat, you're an idiot, mate.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot, but you're over here behaving like said idiot. Okay, I guess we're both idiots together. Takes one to know one. Thank you so much.
Listen.
Discord
Jay Wade, do me a
thing
favor.
is definitely in your face. The Discord thing is definitely.
Hold on, Viram, hush for
That's
just a
all they
second.
can do. They just call people's names. You don't know anything. You're an idiot. You know, you want to die on that hill and the blah, blah, blah. Candace is not our cult leader. She is not our God. We don't worship her dumbass. We owe her nothing. The quicker Viram you get that through your head, through that hat, looking like a clown and a goofy. Yeah, I think the better off you'll be. You know what? Why don't you do this? Tell Candace she owes me $10,000. You know, because I went to lunch with Ben Shapiro. They see him make this dumb shit up. I want my $10,000. At the very least, she can give me the $7,000 and then tell Israel to pay her back. Leaving a super chat just to troll this entire panel. Only to resort to name calling. You're a clown. What's 4 times 7?
Lay out things. We're gonna roll things back just a little bit. We're gonna dial this down. All right, we're gonna pretend we're all friends here, and I want everybody to talk to each other with respect. And there you go. So go ahead and finish your statement. I actually have exactly what Lance Twiggs said right here. I don't think it is relevant, but at least we can get the facts of it right. But go ahead and finish your point, Verum, and I will play this right after.
No, I think your the Discord, the text messages, the confessions. That's like it's hard to navigate around that if you're in the kind of Tyler Robinson didn't do it camp. There's no doubt about that. You said someone came on your show the other day, Gary, and couldn't recognize like your side. Yeah, I'm recognizing that. That's the straw. That's so when you.
What is your side? Why do you keep making sides? That's not how this works in court. It's called evidence. The end. You don't have to like it. We don't give a damn. We don't care if you don't like it. And that court does not care how Candace Owens feels or what she thinks. Facts are facts, laws are laws. Neither of those things care about how you feel or your opinion. It just doesn't. You're completely devoid of logic. You're just repeating comments from bots.
When you start making arguments and start challenging other aspects of it,
he still won't show evidence. He still won't show evidence. He still won't name his movies because you know reasons.
But a whole lot of people that are interested in this case go, do you not trust what you have? Like
just saying a bunch of bullshit.
Sobek coming out and saying,
I don't care what Jack Posobiec says or anything else. Listen. Look, I have done more content on the 30-06. I've had multiple experts on. I've had all kinds of actual real ballistic experts on. And here's the thing. Do you know what the number one argument about this is? It's the 30-06. So it's not a matter of dying on a hill. It's addressing what is most relevant because people don't know what they're talking about.
Look at what he's doing. I want y'all to pay attention to his body language. Either he really is this slow or he knows what he's doing. He knows he's trolling. He's not saying anything of value. Just rambling. I don't care if you want to sit here. Let me tell you something. You don't want to say stuff out loud about you having some relationship with Charlie Kirk or TPUSA. You know why? Because then Candace is going to go out and dox your sister or your wife or whomever it is. Especially with you sitting here talking about, I agree with you, Gary. See, when you said that, Candace is going to say, oh, okay, I'm just going to dox his ass and commit cyber crimes. Why would you even put your relatives out there like that? I highly doubt Verum is his name. I fail to believe that. What does that mean?
Frankly, when it comes to the ballistics of this, you don't either. You haven't even studied it. You clearly, hold on. You have not went through pathology reports.
I haven't.
You won't even listen.
I've done those things. And I was somewhere where you were in all of this. And I was like, you know what? This is actually a lot more common than we think. It's as simple as that.
I get it. But there are other people.
No, we don't.
You have to acknowledge this. With your level of expertise, you are not the most knowledge on this.
Oh my God, you're not the most expertise knowledge. You're not the most expertise knowledge. I didn't even know that was a thing. What language are you speaking? Listen, Verum. We don't speak Ewok. We don't speak alien. Okay? You leave that between you and Candace. We're not going to your alternate reality with her. We don't care how you feel about it. You're not saying anything of value. You still have not presented one piece of evidence of a bullet going through, leaving an exit wound. You cannot have that much. I don't even want to say this is ADHD. Because this is all intentional. It's in his body language. He don't care. He's getting airtime. But oh Lord, this Verum clown.
I'm not saying you said that at all. But I'm just saying the fact that there are other people with equal amount of knowledge as
you. If you're not saying he said that at all, why do you keep saying he's going to die on a hill? You're not going to change his mind with that bullshit.
You have a completely different set of opinion. I can only go from what I've experienced firing guns with 30-06s and watching their behavior. I can't speak to anything more than that. But my bigger point, and my only point is, I think in the absence of nitrate tests on Tyler Robinson, which they weren't performed, which is super weird.
Hold on. Let's talk.
Oh my God. I told y'all he sounds like the embodiment in my comment section, which is super weird because they have a limited vocabulary. He somehow managed to get out statistically. That was the most challenging word he used this whole time. Oh, Vera, let me tell you something. Calling Jay Witt retarded. No, that's the quickest way to get ethered by many people. But I, being the queen of YouTube, let me tell you something. I will scorch earth. And you sitting here talking about something super weird. What is your only point? You just said you were trying to prove. Because he said, this is my only point. Didn't he not just say that?
Weird. That's 4 to 6.
No, you're not saying. I'm not saying you were. You said that at all. But I'm just stating the fact that there are other people with equal amount of knowledge as you do who have a completely different set of opinion. I can only go from what I've experienced firing guns with 30-06s and watching their behavior. I can't speak to anything more than that. But my bigger point, and my only point is, I think in the absence of nitrate tests on Tyler Robinson, which they weren't performed, which is super weird.
Hold on. Let's talk about
that's not weird. That's 4 to 6 hours. You can't do a GSR within 4 to 6 hours.
They decay, but they still are present, Gary.
If they wash their hands,
they're still present in some.
This is why he keeps cutting them off, because he's not accurate. If you wash your hands, how do you expect to get a gunshot residue? How do you expect to get that? But never mind the actual DNA evidence on the weapon. Because, you know, skin cells are still DNA. What the hell is he talking about? I told y'all he trolling. He trolling like hell.
Level. To say that they're not is just not being authentic. You're not being truthful.
Well, let's look that up.
While you guys are looking that up, I have a question.
Yeah,
Do you think that we all think that it's a lone gunman?
No, I don't know if you do.
That there's nobody else involved. Like, I'm pretty sure we're all kind of on the same page.
No, I don't know if you do or you don't. Because I've only heard, and you have to understand, and both sides are as equally guilty as this, is that it's impossible to kind of track like the commonalities that the two sides will have. Right? It's impossible to track that because
it's impossible. What the two sides will have, it's impossible to track that. Track that what? Y'all see how he rambling? He knows that he didn't have anything to say. He just got up there and just rambled off. He just putting words together. You know, because ABCD and EFG and purple and green and yellow and red fish and blue fish, grilled fish, barbecue chicken, and baked beans. You know, because macaroni and cheese. Disney World and Universal Studios. We like swimming pools. You know, and it's not even feasible or plausible because red blanket. Santa Claus. The leprechaun. Ben Shapiro and the midget horse. And I wrote on it. It was all pink. I don't think y'all understand. He just said a bunch of words. What the Didn't I tell y'all this little goofy ass dude trolling? Bim, you simpleton. You up here trolling everybody. Y'all in the cowboy hat. Yankee Doodle and a hee-hee-haw.
So, like, you all, like, and your pal here did it today, just started, the other four of you haven't, but you were descending into, and even Gary, you were starting to get there by saying I'm idiotic and all of these things. I
never said you were idiotic.
You are an idiot. You are an idiot. You are the weakest link and an idiot and retarded and stupid and all the things that we say about Candace and the rest of the candy asses and the bots. You are literally the epitome of my comment section. My comment section, boy, them bots be so mad.
No, you said something. I might be using the wrong adjective. But it's like,
you said something. I don't know what it is because purple and green and yellow. Oh, this is all. You can't make this shit up. Headboard in black and brown. You know, paper towel. Did you get a napkin? You want a baba and a bakey?
What's that?
Just that your argument was, not you.
Yeah, but but it's like you can't separate the two, mate. And it's like the thing is that neither side is recognizing commonality, and that's
yeah, because you know commonality on either side, and you got to walk down the aisle, and get to the organ, and dip in the pool in communion. You know, first Sunday and third Wednesday.
People like me go, well, then you're all being influenced by an objective that's not the truth. Both sides, Candace.
By an objective? What's objective? God. Wait a minute, go back.
Right. Well, the difference is you're never going to be able to go back through my.
What's that?
Just that your argument was, not
Look
you.
at him laughing.
No, but it's like you can't separate the two, mate. And it's like,
yeah, he trolling like hell, man. He trolling like hell. You know, dumbasses sitting there laughing. Oh, you idiot. Don't make me go Red Fox. You big dummy.
The thing is that neither side is recognizing commonality. And that's the thing which makes people...
Neither side is recognizing commonality. We all recognize that Candace is an alien. She says so herself. Her words, not mine. That's one thing. Let's see. What else we can recognize? We recognize that she is being sued. See? Two things we recognize together. That's it. So far, that's all I got. He's sitting up here trying to talk about gunshot residue, and then he, you know, when you get information pulled up, all of a sudden, let me see. Yeah, gunshot residue, the GSR. He has no idea how science works. If you wash your hands and after a while, you're not going to be able to collect gunshot residue. Plus, did he forget that there was a manhunt for Tyler Robinson? Candace, why won't you and Viram go out there to UVU? You can walk around that campus, retrace Tyler Robinson's steps, and go figure that shit out for yourself. He got up here to troll people. Candace is probably telling him to do it. Did she start you a GoFundMe yet, Viram? Because if I see a GoFundMe started for Viram, you know they've been talking to each other. That's all I'm saying.
Well, then you're all being influenced by an objective that's not the truth. Both.
You're being influenced by an objective that's not the truth. Do you understand what objective is defined to be? See me here? See here. I'm the type of person where I am going to catch you on these things because you're just putting words together to sound intelligent when you're not. Objective means you have evidence. Subjective is based on your opinion or belief. So if we're agreeing on a set of evidence or facts or documentation, that's how it should be, because that's how it works in court. So what set of documentation of facts or evidence are we believing that we should not be believing? You're not going to tell us what documentation and evidence is. You're not going to tell us we did not see what our eyes allowed us to see. We're not going to your alternate reality, clown.
Guys, Candace and you, right?
Well, the difference is you're never going to be able to go back through my content and catch me on lies. You just won't. And anytime that I've changed my position on something, I've come out and I've talked about
Gary,
it.
I've watched you both in equal measure, and she does the same.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
No, she does. She
does. The devil is a liar. Boy, if you don't return that lie to sender, straight from the pit of hell. Y'all see what I mean? He trolling. He is trolling. He's just repeating her talking points. Viram, we don't give a damn about none of this. We've heard Candace say this for 11 months straight. We don't care. Why can't you be creative and smart enough to come up with something else? Completely different. You even use her terminology. For F's sakes. Candace, don't give this man no save go now. Boy, the cult members are going to be so mad. Didn't we just get through paying off that other idiot? Y'all, Miss Snow is out here threatening people's lives on X. Guess who they are? People that sit here and worship the ground Candace walks on. One of them a former cult member, I guess. I don't know. And he's up here threatening people that supported Candace. And Candace is saying nothing about it. You know why, Vera? You know why? Because Candace is a narcissist. And she does not give a damn that you're walking the earth. You understand? Candace does not care that you are here on earth in this reality. She does not give a rat's ass about you. Because if she did, if she cared about her supporters, she would not let Mitch Snow keep making death threats to them. Or threats of anything. But she won't even address that. So Mitch Snow is all over X, threatening the people that supported her. And she's silent as hell. She's too busy trying to go back and forth with Andrew COVID. He's not stunning you, Candace. Leave that man alone. You can make this up.
I could go through and show you lie after lie after lie, and I have.
She does.
What does she come out and retract it? Has she said, you know what? It wasn't the French. It wasn't someone underneath the table. It wasn't somebody.
Once again, he has not provided any evidence of this shit. He has not proved anything with a bullet leaving an exit wound. He has not said one film he's made or movie. And he's just saying this dumb shit just to say it. No, she is. He's trolling.
From the crowd.
Well, then you're all being influenced by an objective that's not the truth. Both sides can.
The documentation and evidence gives credibility to the truth. If we cannot factually agree that you put gasoline in your car and not perfume, then we cannot have a debate on anything, because it's a set of concrete facts that we just all believe. Like when you go to the store, you got to pay with some form of currency. You cannot give them 16 strands of your hair to pay for groceries or to pay your mortgage or your rent. You understand that we need currency. We need money to pay bills. If you cannot agree to that one specific fact, that you need money to pay bills, whatever that currency is, don't care. Some form of currency to go to the store and get groceries. Then we cannot have a debate about anything beyond that. Because even the most simplest, basic, fundamental fact, we can't even agree on that. He was like one of these ones that was like, oh no, Lady Luck, I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to pay them with my pubes. I'm going to shave my pubes and then I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag. And that's going to be the way I buy $500 of groceries. Yeah, it might take me half the day to get that stuff in the cart. When I get to the cash register, I'm just going to give them that Ziploc bag of my pubic hairs. And then say, yeah, there you go. That ought to do it. Each strand is worth $100. I managed to get 5 good long ones. And that's it. Viram, if you do that, you're going to go to jail. So I really hope you do.
And you, right?
Well, the difference is you're never going to be able to go back through my content and catch me on lies. You just won't. And anytime that I've changed my position on something, I've come out and I've talked about
Gary,
it.
I've watched you both in equal measure, and she does the same.
No, she doesn't.
She does, mate.
No, she doesn't. I could go through and show you lie after lie.
Look how he just disagreed. She does. She does. Why are you playing with his ear? That's so nasty. Get your hand out your ear. Yeah, she does. She does. Show us the episode. You think he would have an episode number ready, right? At least 3 examples of that. You think that he would have 3 episodes that he could literally name on the drop. Since he's saying this with a blessed assurance for some reason. Even though he lying like hell is hot. But no. You believe that she has actually came out and corrected herself. Give us 3 examples. Because we just got to make sure it's, solidified. Meanwhile, we're still waiting on you to name all your dumbass films.
For live, and I have.
She does.
She
She does. Y'all don't see how you troll. Look at this. He trolling like hell. Yeah, she does. No. Yeah, no. It's the same thing that Candace do when she's lying. She starts slurring her speech. Happy New Year. George, Milo gotta go.
And retracted. What has she said? You know what? It wasn't the French. It wasn't someone underneath the table. It wasn't someone sitting on the ground. It wasn't the Egyptian planes.
There's some wild stuff that she talks about for sure. Well, look, we don't know.
At this point, all the evidence
that goes to Brunson. You asked me the question. Do I think that a lot of you think it's a lone gunman? Well, Gary does.
No, I've never said that.
Well, you just said it.
I think he was the only one that took the shot. You have to give me some evidence to say that was there another gunman somewhere else? Where were they?
No, but forget gunman. You think commissioning a crime is?
But you keep saying, you the only one that thinks he's a lone gunman. Okay, forget gunman. Y'all see how you trolling like hell? Look how you trolling like hell. Oh, okay, well, forget gunman. You brought it up. You said the gunshot residue was not done, but you didn't Google why. You didn't even try to research right quick. Yo, lazy ass. Viram just lazy as hell. You lazy as hell.
Committing the crime?
Bronson, what's been my position on this from the very beginning? That I believe
likely
to say that was there another gunman somewhere else? Where were they?
No, but forget gunman. You think commissioning a crime is as bad as committing the crime?
He just happened from one topic to another. Now you got to talk about commissioning a crime. Is Gary a police officer? Is he commissioned law enforcement? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm truly asking. Is Gary an actual police officer? No, what about when you're doing something in commission of a crime? And then blah, blah, blah. Coming from the movie man that can't tell you his films. That certainly did not go to the police academy or any of that shit. What does this have to do with a commissioned crime? You just said forget the gunshot residue. Forget the lone gunman. What you mean? You brought it up, you moron. Y'all see what I mean? Simpleton.
What has been my position on this from the very beginning?
That I believe likely some other people involved in either planning or in some way, shape, or form.
And so
that is indoctrinated and weaponized. Like I literally went to Chase Hughes and did a full interview with him, who specializes in this thing, and he's like, "Yeah, that's absolutely possible." And by the way, the day it happened, I said, "You know what? This is a lot like Thomas Crooks. You know what my position is on Thomas Crooks?
He's not even listening.
He was identified, radicalized.
This is what I mean. He's not even damn listening. He's just waiting to just kind of blur out something else. That's all he's doing. He's just focused on what he's going to say next. He's not listening to have a true, genuine conversation. This is so disingenuous, it's not even funny. Well, I mean, it is funny. Because, he's just saying random words. Does he even know what commissioned is defined to be? He cannot tell you all what that statute code is for that law.
And weaponized online. I still think that's true. And I think that's a very big possibility. I don't have any evidence of that. I don't have any evidence of that.
Don't feel bad, Gary. Viram doesn't have any evidence of anything either. He didn't even tell you the name of the films that he told you saw all of. Well, I mean, was it like Point Break or something like that? Were you an extra, Viram? You seem like the type of guy that would have been an extra. Nothing more. Just like Candace being the intern at TPUSA and nothing more.
But you do recognize and you do agree then that the commissioning of a crime is
Yes.
equally bad.
What does it have to do with the lone gunman?
I'm surprised that I don't hear the desire to try and know who else was involved. And you have someone. There is someone who can help there.
Who?
And
Sloppy Joe Kent?
There doesn't seem to be any desire to actually.
Wait a second.
know any of
It's
it.
a Sloppy Joe Kent because, he worked for the feds. He was the director of national counterterrorism. He's under FBI investigation for possibly leaking out classified information. Candace, what the hell did Sloppy Joe Kent tell you? Can we just be done with this and you can just come out and just say what he told you? Boy, Candy asses ought to feel stupid. That would be the epitome of being fed some fed slop. You're getting it from an actual former federal employee.
Owens and everybody else says that Tyler Robinson wasn't even on. Hold on. No, you brought Candace up earlier. I did. So she says that he wasn't on campus. Do you believe that?
No, I think he was on campus.
Well, she has stated that multiple times. That
Yep, yeah, that's gonna get you doxxed. Candace gonna dox your ass. Oh my God, Candace. Don't dox this man's sister. She probably doesn't even know that this idiot is up here trolling. Y'all, this is the epitome of trolling. I've been doing this long enough to know a troll when I see it. It's just in human form. When Candace leaves Earth, Vera, you should go with her. Bye.
On campus. That's a lie, or she's retarded.
How do we get to Tyler Robinson to press him?
Sorry, what was that?
How do we get to Tyler Robinson to press him to try to give us more information? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I think the court of public opinion is a huge influencer on these things.
No, it's
I
not.
think that
Court of public opinion don't mean nothing when it comes to the court of law with this crime that is having to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. You're not even asking reasonable questions. You're just talking about, forget the lone gunman. Why? That's at the end of the day, you can't name anybody else. You know what? It's George Farmer. George? Viram said that you're the other gunman.
You're going to see whatever the result of the case is, whatever the result in court is when he has his day in court. If
Can't make
which
this
is
shit
unlikely
up.
that he's found not guilty or there's not sufficient evidence to charge him, and it's hard, right? When you're charging someone with a capital offense with the death penalty, the burden goes up significantly, right? So say he's
No,
he's
it
found
doesn't.
guilty.
It just goes beyond a reasonable doubt. In a criminal matter, the burden is beyond a reasonable doubt. There's no higher burden than that. So he does not know how court works. I told y'all that. Because, he's in the movie industry. What's the name of your films again? Because you still have not named one movie. Is that something that he does like in the next hour or so? How long is it going to take for him to get to that?
I have a whole group of people say it was corrupted, and if he's found
A whole group of people. Candy ass coat members don't count. We don't care.
a different group of people will say the whole thing was corrupted.
So
Different people will say that, no, just candy ass coat members in the box. That's it. We don't care. We don't care. We've been hearing this for 11 months. We don't give a damn. Candace, we really don't give a damn. This is the lack of creativity. He couldn't get up here and talk about anything else and at least pull up any piece of documentation. We're still waiting on your examples of where the bullet made an exit wound. That's it. That's it. Put it up. And if your movie somehow involves some heavy stuff like Andrew Tate type stuff, we don't care.
Number one, I just want to point out the gunshot residue test should be ideally performed within 2 to 4 hours of the
I don't have my
shooting.
glasses, mate. Sorry.
I'm reading it to you.
Okay.
Shut up
GSR
and listen, boy.
test should ideally be performed within 2 to 4 hours of the shooting, and testing after 6 hours is rarely effective.
No, I completely agree with that. I didn't dispute
Well,
that.
then why would
Why do you say it's super weird that they didn't do it? Because he doesn't understand how court works, investigations work, and somehow he thinks that everything is fair slop. Sloppy Joe Kent somehow is excluded out of all of this when he could have been the main person telling Candace all the bullshit that she's been telling you all. So either way, you end up getting fed slop from Candace. Go figure. So, Viram, are you not going to go after Sloppy Joe Kent and demand that he tells you what he told Candace? Or no? I mean, seriously.
Test him with, we're talking about
Y'all see Jay Witt?
after he like took a shower.
Because the rifle is still present. The rifle still has residue that you can test.
Okay,
But
of course there's
no testing done on the
GSR.
rifle.
Of course there's GSR on the rifle.
But there was no testing done on the rifle.
Well, why would they?
That's
Because
a known
the ri-
fact.
you-
It's a known fact that you have gunshot residue on the damn gun. Oh my God. See, you really are stupid, Viram. I told y'all you trolling. Logic cannot be devoid in a court of law. You cannot put logic and common sense to the side. You talk about hunting animals, and we still don't know what type of animals. And you didn't know that gunshot residue will be on the gun? That is a known fact. They don't need to run tests for that. It's obvious. It's just something that once again, this is what I mean by when you cannot agree on basic facts, a basic set of facts, such as residue being on the actual gun, then we can't talk about shit else. Because you don't even agree to the basic fundamental facts. You fire a weapon out of a bullet out of a gun, there will be gunshot residue on the gun. How in the hell is this going over his head? He might want to take that cap off. He had like one of those ones where he still got a soft spot on the top of his head. He still got a soft spot up there, y'all. His skull has not fused together at all. Them skull bones are still in pieces. He must have been dropped on his head many a times as a baby. You can't make this up.
With that rifle,
in a still.
if you are, like,
Somebody said-
Gary,
somebody said
if you're the defense on this, right?
I'm telling you all, he's trolling.
If
This is the problem. Like, you guys, it's not that you guys are ignorant. You just know so much that isn't so. Like, you guys literally think. Hold on. You guys literally think you're CSI guys, and this is ridiculous. No. Okay, show me some evidence. Hold on. Show me some evidence where they do. Hold on. Show me some evidence where they do GSR testing on the rifle. On any rifle.
Standard testing on a rifle to establish whether it's been fired or not. It was done on that rifle.
Wait, you don't need to do that when you know it's been fired. We heard it. He has no idea what corroborating evidence is either. You know, I know I'm using big words with you, Viram. But you could look this stuff up in a dictionary. You could just Google in real time. You do not have to be stuck on stupid. Because he still got that soft spot on top of his head. Oh.
Let's look that up.
I actually don't know.
I don't either.
That they do not.
He's about to look it up.
Hold on.
Boy, if you don't shut your ass up.
You don't even know the answer to that. You're just saying.
Right.
He's just saying dumbass things.
Okay.
Yes, it's standard practice to test whether a firearm has been
So
confused.
why didn't the defense bring that up?
Well, it's not an evidence. It's an evidentiary hearing. You know that. Why would they?
Hold on.
do we
They brought
know
up-
that?
Because it's not necessary. It's moot. Moot. M-O-O-T. It's moot. It's irrelevant. It is a common fact, a known fact, that a gun fired off is going to have gunshot residue on it. It's moot. It's a waste of money and time to sit here and test that just to see if somehow it would influence you to believe Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger on the gun. It was George Farmer. George, make sure you get ready, George. Get your black suit ready. Candace, you cannot give George a black eye. He may have to come testify.
No, they don't bring up their own set of evidence. They bring up a criteria to question the validity of evidence being submitted by the prosecution. You know this. You don't need me to say this.
Do we know that it wasn't tested?
You're not saying anything
Hey,
about
Gary.
it.
I found the information. I can drop it in the private chat.
I'll pull it up. All right, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, I can drop it in the private chat, or I'm just gonna drop it in private. You're welcome to have it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know that it
It's
was-
just adorable. It's adorable that we are now moving the goalposts. We now, because initially he said, "Why was Tyler Robinson not gunshot residue tested?" Now it's the gun. Next thing it's gonna be the air.
This is my
whether or
beef.
not tough.
And then he said, you know, forget the lone gunman. Yeah, so we're supposed to forget the one key crucial piece of evidence here is the fact that he was the lone gunman. Y'all, this is like something out of the Twilight Zone. You're now entering the Twilight Zone. Dun, 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 where Viram will just put a bunch of words together and say stupid shit. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, black eyed peas and collard greens with bottled water. Went to the store, picked up some Xanax, went home, and then had a drink. And then red and blue, painted white, stir fry, and some chicken. That's how he sounds to the average reasonable person.
Chipmunk down the street. Come on, let it go.
It's super sweet that you kind of like use those nice flowery adjectives. Good job.
Nice flowery adjectives, because words are hard for you, Viram. Yeah, because that's what it is. Words are hard for Viram. So yeah, if you use adjectives that have more than 3 syllables, he's gonna crack wide open. Y'all notice every time Gary Googles something online and looks it up, then he just starts rambling because he knows damn well that he's either gonna look more retarded if he just wants to reject the information in real time, or he knows he's got to call Candace a liar because whatever he's saying he's agreeing to, Candace has not agreed to any of that. Candace, kick rocks. Get your dumbass code members.
No problem, man. I got a whole bunch more. When you email me and you come on my show, I'll have a lot more for you.
Hold on.
I doubt you.
Viram.
I doubt you have a huge
Viram, according to Google AI,
I love it. Fair enough.
according to Google AI, and I don't think it's a definitive source. We can look up other ones. No, it is generally not standard to perform gunshot residue testing on the actual rifle used in crime because a fired gun naturally accumulates residue, making a positive result
Yeah,
trivial.
because that's a known fact. Even I know that. And I don't know anything about like types of guns and stuff like that. But I do know science and physics. Science says that if you fire a weapon out of a gun, it will naturally have gunshot residue on it. Because that is how science works. And you got this dumbass clown sitting here talking about, no, how dare you show things in reality?
And uninformed. Instead, forensic labs prioritize DNA, fingerprints, and operational ballistics testing.
Let's get that goalpost moving again.
Yeah.
So you're incorrect.
tell when it was
I'm
fired.
not incorrect. It's sure it says that on
You
Google.
said it was super weird that they did not do the gunshot residue. Do we have another sassy on our hands or what? Are you going to be Little Diva number 2? How's it going? Trillion already made the list for Little Diva number 1. It's super weird that they didn't do it. No, it's not super weird. They didn't need to. Because you're still dumb.
Okay, well, provide me a source.
I'm not going to do it right now because I'm in the middle of a conversation with you, but I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Okay, so going back.
What do you mean? Why can't you Google right now? Isn't that what this is supposed to be about? Yeah, no, because any other debate, I'm just going to put this on pause and never, ever send you any examples because, reasons. He's sitting here saying what a blessed assurance. Well, there have been examples where they did it. We know that, but that's not something they need to do. The problem is you said that it was super weird that they did not do it. It is not super weird. It's actually quite common that they do not perform a GSR on the weapon because common knowledge, it is well known that the gun will have gunshot residue. Why spend all that money testing for something that you should already expect to see? Oh my God, it's the buffoonery for me.
Through this. So, okay, we've established. Hold on. I want to know what we've established. We've established that it is very possible that a 30-06 hit Charlie Kirk and didn't have an exit wound. We have multiple examples of it.
No. You haven't established it.
No, we have. It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. We know that's possible, and we don't have. There's no evidence that something other than that took place.
Well, no, there's plenty.
Like what? What else took place? Give me an alternative.
The lack of an identifiable bullet.
Well, that's very common.
Something else happened.
Okay, look, guys, you have to be okay with conceding ground sometimes. You can't just say, no.
There's nothing to concede, you dumbass. You keep talking about people dying on the hill. No. What the hell wrong with you? There's nothing to concede. You can't make this shit up. I'm telling y'all, it's like being in the Twilight Zone. At some point, I expect him to just kind of like go back down under the ground and go hang out with the groundhog. Me and my shadow. Coming at the age of noon. Just me and my shadow. Oh my God. Y'all remember those old school Christmas movies? With the stop motion? And then he did one about the groundhog. Yeah, that's Vero. He's that groundhog. He only comes up once a year.
I'm going to agree with you for the sake of agreement. No, what we saw was exactly what we'd expect from a couple core bullet. That was a core lock bullet. We would expect that the lead portion of that to break up into pieces is. I have pictures that hunters have sent me of the exact same thing, of the exact same bullet they've recovered from animals that didn't have.
Meanwhile, Viren was asked 30 minutes ago to show evidence and to show examples. Gary, you see what happens when you let a clown up that is trolling like hell? He was begging for you to block him. That probably should have just happened. You can't make this sound. You sitting here trying to show facts to somebody that only comes up once a year to let the sun hit them in the face and breathe air. That's it. And it's not even all day. Groundhog only comes up once a year just to cast a shadow. And then he goes back down on the ground. Good grief. It's that level of laziness that is just astonishing. No, don't do a Google search. That'll really debunk me.
We all have anecdotal things that we can point to. It's not
anecdotal. This is not. No, anecdotes don't work in court. That's not how that works in court. The judge and jury don't care about your anecdotes. They don't care about your anecdotes because Candace says it like that. Oh my God! But yet and still, they can't get the metaphor about a Superman neck and a Batman foot, Wonder Woman thigh, and Aquaman wrist.
No, but we can't. If you're
Charlie Kirk assassinated in itself is anecdotal. It doesn't happen very often.
If you're going to use the basis of like evidence.
Yeah, Jay with it. So here's Jay with this file.
What was submitted in court as evidentiary? Then you have to at least acknowledge that you don't have a viable bullet.
Sure.
No one has to acknowledge that.
That's one thing.
But
it seems like a really bad conspiracy. You think they would have been able to figure out a way to fake that, no?
I mean, that'd been the one thing that it's real easy to fake.
I'm not in the conspiracy camp.
You are in the conspiracy camp because you said Superman neck. What's the name of your films again, you clown? Well, no one's gonna like double back. Can we stop for a moment and realize you said that Gary knew all your films. He saw all your films. We still don't know what's the name of them. So we're not gonna proceed with all this stuff that seems to be very complex for you to understand. Big words be hard. Tell us the name of your films. Because you could be just a troll. Is this your real name? Candace, you know you can't dox his sister, right? How dare you go on Gary's show and agree with them?
okay, though, Vera. Like, this is
No,
the
I made a comparison about
You
Leon
did.
Oswald and Tyler Robinson.
That's
That's
right.
what I believe.
What is the
Control.
alternative? Give me a plausible alternative with this.
A plausible alternative to Tyler Robinson.
Sure.
George
Which is
Farmer.
hard, Gary, because I don't know if there
It's
is
hard,
one.
Vera.
I don't know if there is one.
Look at Jay Witt.
satisfy you. This is the thing, because you have moved the goalpost quite a bit.
How
and
have I moved the
you-
goalpost? How have I moved the goalpost? Be
Because
honest.
Yeah, because he's too stupid to see that he just keep coming up with random stuff. When you said something about in the commission of a crime, and then you said, forget the lone gunman. It's like you want to have selective amnesia or you really are trolling. Retarded.
Aboutism. So it's what about the gunshot?
I'll bring up one.
What about the
Gary,
hang on, I didn't interrupt. I haven't said anything. Anyway, so this is the thing. It's chasing. It's a cat chasing its tail. It's kind of what we end up doing with you all.
And we're tired
when we
of
talk
doing
about
it.
this. And I don't understand what would be a Loctite situation for you, because this is, you could talk about that. People mention JFK because they want to get the mind thinking of conspiracy, because that conspiracy's been going on for decades. That's the only reason you bring up JFK.
It's priming.
Right, priming. It's
Come on, guys,
completely
grow up.
separate.
Grow up.
Oh, Viram, come on.
Seriously, grow up, man.
It's
true.
Okay, I'll stop talking.
Let me finish.
Shut your ass up. Gary. The power of the mute button can be wonders. Why didn't you mute his ass? This is absolute madness. Why didn't you mute him? He has been over talking everyone. He's not listening at all. He is just thinking about his next response because he's an idiot. I don't understand why they pay money to go out and troll somebody. He's doing it to get Candace's attention. Candace. I understand that you feel like you need to be the smartest person in the room because you're a cult leader and a narcissist. But can you not pick them better than this? These are the types of morons you have trying to get your attention. He's just like Mitch Snow, except he won't shut the hell up for 5 minutes. And he calling Jay Witt retarded. Viram, you are retarded.
Fair enough.
And so now this is in the hand of how many of the Utah police? They're doing the investigation, right? People have to bring the FBI piece of this into
He
it.
laughing,
Utah
y'all.
is where
He's
this is
trolling
being
like
prosecuted.
hell.
You know what their closure rate is for homicides in Utah in 2024?
Pretty high.
Just looked it up. Yeah, 74%. 74% in homicides, not ones that had thousands of people with camera angles, not in a case where we have multiple confessions, where we have been able to see some and have not seen all the evidence. And the people on your side of this argument expect for Utah and everybody to turn over anything and everything to you to satisfy your own whatever it is. I don't know if it's, I know you say that you're not a conspiracy sort of person, but
That the
as I said
devil
here-
is a lie. He is a whole conspiratorial person. Because anytime Gary tried to Google information, he just kind of looking away, he started laughing, he started running off at the damn mouth. Fuck wrong with him? You're acting like a 6-year-old.
just listen. I don't know that there's necessarily, from my perspective, and maybe you can clarify this for me, a scenario where you are ever going to be satisfied, even though Utah
Nope.
would be 74%.
There's
of
no
it.
pleasing them. They won't even shut up for 5 minutes. Look at it. It's like a 6-year-old kid. And he doing this on purpose. Like, really? So he was bored today. God.
Cases has solved shootings. This is a very, very public shooting. And when we get into these lengthy arguments about it, everybody assumes that because it is a big political figure, the only explanation, because we have automatically been historically primed after JFK to think that that's the only thing that it could be. Because those conspiracies have gone for a very long time. So you understand that's how we see it. And I don't think it really helps your case to bring that up right at the get-go. And so I just sit here and listen to you, and it's just kind of bouncing back and forth. So maybe give me some clarification on what would be your, this is it. If I had this data, this is what would prove it to me.
Oh, it's easy, Jared. Jared, it's really easy. I believe in the rule of law. If he's found guilty and convicted of having killed Charlie Kirk, I'm all in. It's that simple. I guarantee that if he's not found guilty, you guys won't share that opinion. But listen, you accuse me of moving around, right? I haven't moved
I don't
around.
make that
I
guarantee.
talked about one thing only today, which is the plausibility of a bullet and the rifle. And as I said,
No, because he said forget the lone gunman. So why even focus on that? You didn't even know that gunshot residue automatically accumulates on the damn gun. I mean, good grief. If you're supposed to be a true crime enthusiast like you claim you are, you would have known that as a fundamental fact. See, this is what the courts don't like. They don't like when you pull up all this bullshit and then you can't even pull up one example of a bullet leaving an exit wound. You couldn't even do that. You still have yet to say what films you've made. And then you're talking about a Superman neck. You're talking out the side of your neck.
do this a lot. And it's not just you, it's the Candace side, the Baron side. You all do this. If you
Why
don't
do it
like
have
an
to be
argument
sides?
from someone who's literally sat in the middle, absorbing both sides.
No,
go-
you absorb Candace. That's it. Candace, your cult member's trying to get your attention. All right, that's all I got. That's enough of this clown. Hold on, let me see. Did Jay Witt say more?
You're moving the goalpost. You have a reaction to it, and it's just you need to.
Hold on, Baron. Because you claim that you're in the middle doesn't mean that you're objective. The other thing,
I didn't say that. I just wanted to clarify.
the other thing with this is you did move the goalpost. First, you said that they didn't do a GSR test. I said it's 2 to 4 hours. No, they need to do it on the rifle. They don't do them on the rifles. From the point that I just
and on the rifle.
But hold on. You said that you're not a conspiracy-minded person, and you're not into
Look at him
conspiracy. You
laugh.
have to be.
Told y'all he's
Because
wrong.
when you have a DNA, hold on. When you have a screwdriver,
He's like a six. How many times do they have to tell his grown ass to shut the hell up? Mute. Oh, the power of that mute. Because otherwise, this is not a debate. It's like a 6-year-old throwing a tantrum. My juicy cup. I can imagine you, Vera, having a whole tantrum in the candy aisle because you wanted that blow pop. And your mama said, no, you got cavities. You're not getting that blow pop. You got cavities and you don't want to sit your ass down at the dentist's office. So hell no. You gonna let the dentist feel those cavities in your teeth? No? Well, then you don't get candy. And then he proceeds to fall sideways to the ground and starts kicking and flailing around.
Tyler Robinson's DNA on the roof, and you have his prints of his shoes on the roof and on the ground, and then you have his DNA on the gun, you have his DNA on the sniper rifle. Like you have to. The only way that you can reconcile that is through a conspiracy.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Be truthful and specific. They weren't his shoes. They were shoes matching his size. Let's be super clear about the things that you're saying. Let's just be honest, because you do have.
Oh my God, it's moot. It's moot because he doesn't know how court works. He doesn't understand that concept. Just like he did not know that gunshot residue is left on the gun. He didn't know that. Clown.
See a plausible alternative. It's hard to, other than my question would go to. Well,
We don't need plausible alternatives. That does not work in court. If the judge had to watch this, he would be laughing at Vera for many, many hours. Because you got to. If you don't laugh at this clown, then you'll be mad as hell. It is refreshing to see Deacon put his foot down. We're here for that.
Explain the screwdriver with the DNA on the roof. That's his DNA.
Yeah,
That's one in quintillion.
There's a screwdriver
One in quintillion.
and the police officer that's responding to that.
Yeah,
that rooftop
he
camera,
trolling like
you know
hell.
how cameras work.
He was working overtime.
Sometimes they
No,
stop
they
working.
don't, Gary. They don't. You've got police friends.
Cameras
I've got
don't
police
stop
friends. No, they don't. You know that. You know they don't.
I know that.
I don't.
They have a battery.
Do I need to Google that?
They don't. You must have police officer friends who wear.
I do have police. I've asked him about this specific thing. He's like, yeah, you know what? Sometimes we forget to charge it. Sometimes, and this is the other thing that
They don't have the option to not
Y'all
charge
see,
it.
he act like a 6-year-old. Y'all see how he act like a 6-year-old. Throwing a tantrum. No, I don't want to eat my vegetables. No, I don't want broccoli. No, mommy. Don't make me eat that broccoli. No. Can I have a cookie? No, I don't want to go to the dentist. No. Oh, no.
about.
They don't have the option to not charge their cams. They don't. They have to sign off specifically when they go in and put their cameras in the battery in the charging dock. They have to sign off every.
How long did the batteries
They
last?
got to sign off in the batteries, and then I got toe jam, and then peanut butter jelly. No, Gary, it's the corn on the cob. It's the sliced tomato. It's not the box of cereal.
13 hours typically to 14 hours.
Okay. Do batteries degrade?
He's
Do
been on
batteries
shift.
degrade?
He's been on
Oh
shift
my
for 3.5
God.
guys. Look, I don't want to get into this because you asked about the screwdriver. I don't want to move the goalpost. I want to stay.
Well, you did.
on-
You literally moved the
No, I
goalpost.
didn't.
I asked you about, instead of answering the
Y'all
screwdriver.
see that? I told y'all you told her like
I
hell.
will do that. Candace's team are really good at what they do. You keep bombarding, so I have
No,
to answer
no,
these
you're the one.
Yeah, but yet still, she talks about something in Romania, and then they just get all up in a bunch. Or they enjoy that red meat being thrown at them. Anytime she talks about, it was an S traffic ring, and but Andrew Tate gets arrested. Who is Andrew Tate?
I'm asking you for one thing. Explain the screwdriver with his DNA, and then your response. Hold on, your response was.
Okay,
Your
let me
response.
explain it. Let me explain
Hold on.
it.
Your
Mute
response. No.
him.
Your response was. Well, what about the camera? Oh no, we're talking about a screwdriver right now with DNA. That's one in quintillion.
Specifically about you. Here's my.
Wait. What are we missing out on with his camera dying?
Well, here's one, because he asked me about the screwdriver. So, what's the
Y'all
screwdriver?
see, he went back to the
There's no
screwdriver because he
reason-
can't answer
Based
it.
on the footage that we have of the camera that's taking the footage of him getting on the roof, lying down, right?
Well,
taking
there's
the
an
shot.
explanation for the
No, but
screwdriver being there. Whether or not you believe
there's
that.
no reason for a screwdriver to be up there.
That's a lie.
There's no reason for a
That's a
screwdriver.
lie.
Yes, he needs to reattach the stock to the
Not
rest of
from
the
the
rifle.
timing, not from the timing of him getting
That's-
down,
that's
laying
a lie.
down, taking the shot, and
He
moving
does-
on. There isn't
No,
sufficient
there is
time.
time.
There
It
isn't
says he
sufficient
hops over
time.
the ledge and he's
God,
down
this
behind
is
that ledge for a
insane.
certain amount and then runs out to the edge of the
Sufficient
room.
time to actually utilize a screwdriver to
He
assemble
just
the
Are you
over
kidding me?
talking
You know how
people.
much time it takes? Maybe 30
Yes,
seconds
I do,
tops.
mate, because I've assembled guns myself.
And it takes about 30 seconds tops.
He's not there for 30 seconds, mate.
He's
That's
not
your
there
problem.
for 30 seconds.
No, he's there for like 7 minutes.
He's not prone for 30 seconds.
he
He's
doesn't
not in the
do it while he's
prone.
prone.
Verum, hold on.
He just throwing out random
12:15.
shit.
Listen. And this matches, and I was going over this with what they showed in the thing. This is the charging documents. Police reviewed surveillance in the camera covering the roof and discovered that it recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing crossing the rail.
Does Gary's shirt say fat boy? Am I seeing that right? Gary, is there a fat girl t-shirt out? Why did that stand out to me? That literally says fat boy. Gary, can I get a fat girl t-shirt?
From the public walkway and drop onto the roof at approximately 12:15. So he went over the roof onto the area with a wall at 12:15. That gives him approximately what we have. It's at 12:23. That's over 8 minutes.
He was prone for less than 15 seconds.
Who cares?
Listen,
That's not the point.
You're not listening.
Together.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
I told you I told him listen.
Behind the retaining wall at 12:15. Hold on.
You don't
I'm
get
the rest of you, so you know what you're talking about because you don't know what you're talking about. For a short time, although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time,
I
behind the
told
retaining
y'all
wall.
he trolling like hell. Look at this. Man, people don't do this when they. I want to see if Jay Wick will come back.
The camera again captured the individual running across the roof, and then
And fast
12:23:36. That's
And
the
fast
wasn't in the prone position, putting the gun together, dude.
So
He
why
already
did
put
he
it
leave the
together.
screwdriver there then?
That's not where it was.
That's where the
You don't even know what the facts are. He left the screwdriver over by the retaining wall, and even if he brought it out to that position because he actually attached the stock at the retaining wall. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. Even if he brought it out to the
Sweet Jesus.
position where it was shot, which that's not
He's
where
like
the
a
screwdriver was found, by
6-year-old.
the way. The screwdriver was found where I'm talking about. But even if he had the screwdriver in his pocket, laid down, he'd already put the stock on there. He had 7 minutes to do it, and then he dropped it right there. That doesn't mean that he put the stock together onto the barreled action right there. This is what I'm talking about. You guys don't know the facts behind this every single time.
No, Gary,
it's so
Gary,
frustrating.
you pick and choose the facts that you want to be known.
No, I'm not. I'm laying out the actual facts.
Yeah, good luck to telling that judge that Viram. I dare you tell that judge that in the court of law. Your Honor, you pick and choose the facts that you want to abide by. I dare you go to court and tell that judge that. And make sure you go in and bomb rush him. You know, we would love to see you get tackled like hell. You can't make this up. Go tell the judge that, Viram. All this big talk out here, they don't care about your dumbass conspiracy theories then. You all are not thinking about the other plausible alternatives. We don't need to. It will be irrelevant in court. All that BS nonsense. Yeah, because rabbit ears and the bunny hop. And the bear trails and the moose. I got moose head and the lion's den. Gary, you're not thinking about the crocodile in the swamp. It's so stupid. Man, Miriam is he's having a dumb conversation right now. It's like he's trying to show us how many words he learned. Yeah, this dude is trolling. He's a troll for real. He got up here, got his name out there. Next time, Gary, if you're not sure, I'll be able to tell you. Dumbass troll. He sit down there laughing, just going on and on. He don't give a damn. Like, yeah, let me rile everybody up, get everybody pissed and irritated and frustrated. And then, maybe I'll be able to give Later Luck Club some good content. Because that's all he's good for right now. He can't tell you facts or evidence. He's just good for content to laugh at and clown his ass. That's it.
Suspicion. That's the very fact that answers your suspicion.
What's that?
What he just described to you, where and when these things took place, where the screwdriver was found, where he was, how long he was there, getting into the actual shooting position, all of that answers the thing that you are suspicious of or say could never happen. It answers it directly.
Well, my bigger issue with it, my biggest issue, you asked me about the screwdriver, and I answered it with my biggest issue is you have to be
You
a
didn't
guy
answer
who's so
anything.
keen to take something away with you to your death, to just conveniently leave a screwdriver in a spot when you've had
keep
time.
talking about
I
taking
would
something
actually
to your
understand
death.
it more if it was found where I think it was actually found, Gary, and I think that it was found where he was prone. That makes
Oh,
He
for
was
fuck's
also
sake.
under an
He's just
event
repeating
that's
himself
found
because he's
stress,
trolling.
pressure, fear. You think he's going through a lot of emotions. Have you ever, hold on, Viram.
Oh, dumb fuck troll.
By the way,
Okay, Viram, I'll concede that he dropped the screwdriver out by where he was shooting I don't really care. It's irrelevant.
That's where it was found, Gary. It wasn't found where you're saying it was.
It doesn't matter. He didn't put the gun together there.
You just told me. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I know this more than you do.
No, don't.
No, you don't.
No details.
Y'all see how you
I'm
trolling.
telling you, I am 90. Listen to me, Viram. Here's what I'm trying to do.
Dumbass
I'm trying to be
troll.
truthful,
Look at him.
because I'm 95% sure that that's where the screwdriver was found. I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say something incorrect. But where the screwdriver, and I'm going to look it up right now. We're going to find out exactly what.
Why?
You're moving
He doesn't
the
care.
goalpost.
It's more probable.
Oh, hold on.
I
Jay
don't
Wick
agree
came
with you,
back.
Gary. You can't even listen when I'm actually agreeing with you. Fucking hell, mate. I'm actually agreeing with you.
The original point was
No,
talking
he's
about
not.
the body cam, right? What
Yeah,
are we
I'm
missing when the
agreeing
body
with
cam
you that
goes
it's
off?
more probable, right? It makes more sense to me that someone in anxiety, the adrenaline's going, they've just shot and knowing that they.
Jay Witt is like, oh my God.
And the person knows it. I can absolutely concede, and it makes total sense that someone might forget their rationale at that moment and leave a couple of things unlike cared for. The idea that he just dropped it at the point where you think he dropped it makes no sense. But here's my bigger point. You asked me about the
Oh,
screwdriver.
no, because it could be
I said
3
prone.
inches
I said
over.
There wasn't enough time. The rifle together to get into the shooting position.
when he was prone.
Jared,
Why would-
can you
why
ask
would-
him about the body cam? Maybe he'll answer you.
That was his point. That was him moving the goalpost. We can get to that in a second.
No, consider moving the goalpost. You can't.
It was moving the goalpost.
Yeah, he acts like he doesn't understand what that means. Because, it's another metaphor. Metaphor is just like foreign to them. Candace, you and your ilk are the absolute worst. You bring down the collective IQ of human beings on Earth all over the world. Oh my God. If you take the IQ of Candace and all her bots and cult members, it might equal 150.
Ask you about the screwdriver. Hold on. So let me ask you this: we see him in the footage.
He's trolling like hell. He don't care.
Yeah, totally.
So we see him run. We can tell that he's not walking with a stiff leg from the footage that we saw from where he crossed over the guardrail and where he moved into that prone position.
Okay.
Because we're talking about the location that the screw
Was that it was found. It's
I don't believe
my position is that when he
What
went
is it?
Artie's
What's your
like,
view?
you know
That's
what?
what you just said it was. So what is it?
I don't like this whole assembling a rifle thing. He's just attaching the movies. Have you done, Paramount?
I'm not telling you guys. You go try and ruin my career.
no, we don't do
So he said he will say later on what films he's done. But he can't answer it now because you're going to try to ruin my career. No, Candace will do that. She will dox the hell out of you and your sister. See, you told on yourself with that one. Why would you put that out there? It did not give you any level of credibility. You're trolling like hell and pretending to be delusional. Because he sent that super chat talking about block me, block me. He wanted to spark all this dumbass debate. He's not even debating. He's over talking everybody. He doesn't want to read. He's not Googling. He's not researching anything. He still has not provided examples of any bullet with an X wound. He's not doing any of that because he had no intention of doing it. He's just trolling. So he can get, why get up there and you don't want people to find out if you're a film? You came on saying, I'm in the movie industry. You've probably seen all my films. Those words came out of his mouth because, he's going to act like he's, I don't think he's acting as if he's retarded. He actually is retarded. So, of course, he's not going to go back and recall the words that came out of his damn mouth. But he told Gary, oh, you probably have seen all my films. Oh, okay, well, what's the name of your films? Name some of your films. Well, I'll get to that later. I'll tell you later. He's trolling. And now it's, oh, you guys are probably going to ruin my careers. Why would you get your ass up on this platform and then say that you're in the movie industry and say that Gary has seen all your films if you think someone is going to dox you? You could have kept your ass in the audience. This is the epitome of retarded. Why are you on the show on camera? You don't think somebody is going to figure out how you look and then try to match it up online? Are you this dumb? Yes, he is.
He uses it to judge you, but that's fine.
They're all action movies. They're all action movies with a pretty widely known action.
But
It
he
doesn't
said he
matter
would say the
since you're
name
not
of
gonna
it.
tell us so we can't actually appreciate your work. It really is irrelevant. You can tell us it was Cinderella. I mean, probably was Snow White. That's not a movie. Supergirl. Dang it! It was Supergirl.
Hey, Jen, send Gray Hughes a guest link. I want him to come on and explain exactly how he got this information.
So he lied. He said he would name all his films and he did not do that. Why? But you got your ass up on this platform to stir up all that bullshit. You called Jay Witt retarded. Yeah, I'm going to clap back.
Information was for this location because it is not at the sniper perch, and I want to make sure that we clarify that information.
Cool. I stand corrected if that's the case.
I do also
I
want
want
to
to add one thing
clarify
about
something.
Oh my God.
Nothing
will be
you
good
came
enough.
in, I said, oh, one of these. At first, just hearing your accent for a brief second, I thought you were an Aussie. So I just wanted to clarify.
Now I really don't like you. Before I was on the fence, but now you're calling me a
Well, I thought you were an Aussie at first, just for that brief moment. But then when I realized that you weren't, it's all
No,
good.
I'm not.
That he went over me.
Yep.
And I'll bring back home.
Great.
Back over the days of trial games, I remember, it was so. I mean, you could actually narrow it down to an hour.
Great. Who is Gray Hughes?
Let me make sure it's showing because I know it's not.
I still don't really keep up with politics very much.
Okay. I'm just kind of fast forwarding through it.
After active shooter, there's a long history of this.
Where you can demonstrate radicalization. You'd have to ask the people close to him. The people who do, can, and do are able to verify whether someone has been radicalized or people close to them. And this, now the argument is whether Lance Twiggs is particularly close to the guy or not. But from that, I'm only talking about that testimony. From that testimony, which is all we have.
What about his testimony where he asked him specifically, "Did you do it?" He said, "Yes, I did it. I regret it," and he cried.
Which it goes back to, like, again, Gary, I'll say this again because I want to make sure none of you are accusing me of moving the goalposts. I think that's
let's move him.
I'm saying,
you got guys,
Vera,
come on, be reasonable. Like,
all right,
I think
we're
that's
being reasonable. What'd you
You're
say?
less than reasonable, my dude. Go ahead and go, man.
And
Like if Lance is taking
I don't
Tyler's
even
beat,
think the
back
fellow-
door, they're pretty
I
close.
don't
Go
even
ahead and
think
go.
fellow panelists
Just
agree
go.
with that statement. I'm
Just
like,
go.
no, I think it's the strongest case. I think it's the strongest argument that you have is Tyler Robinson. And I said at the beginning, right?
What percentage of transgender people
He
and
said that
people
the
that are in
strongest
that
argument is Tyler Robinson. Is that what he just said?
LGBTQ community, specifically in the transgender world, which is what a lot of people are saying that he was.
No, I think it's the strongest case. I think it's the strongest argument that you have is Tyler Robinson. And I said at the beginning.
You're less
What?
than reasonable, my dude. Go ahead and go, man.
And
Like
less
if
than
Lance is
reasonable.
taking
I don't
Tyler's
even
beat,
think the
back
fellow-
door, they're pretty
I
close.
don't
Go ahead
even
and
think
go.
fellow panelists
Just
agree
go.
with that statement. I'm like,
Just go.
no, I think it's the strongest case. I think it's the strongest argument that you have is Tyler Robinson. And I said at the beginning, right?
No. He just said, I think your strongest argument is Tyler Robinson. And I said that at the gate, right? No. At the gate, you said you were in the movie industry and that you would name some of your films. Now you scared as hell to do it because Candace is going to dox the crap out of you. We don't give a damn about you. We're not sitting here looking for you. You came up to his platform after sending a super chat talking about block me to stir up some bullshit. And to still say nothing at the end of the day. All you're doing is repeating the same old English terms over and over again. Why do we need this idiot to tell us, Candace, how you feel, when you've been saying that for 11 months? Oh my God. All right, this is it. Hitting 2 hours. Y'all, this is something else. Maybe we'll finish the rest in another live. I did want to do this. This is going to be fun. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to the Lady Luck Club. Vera, you are a clown and a goofy and a troll and retarded and idiot. Stupid. I could keep going with the adjectives that somehow you'd find to actually be colorful. Go figure. Candace is yet, call people the B word. So, whatever. But you guys, be good. Hype this up. I just, wanted to have a little fun, and I saw Deacon go in. And I was like, oh, we're here for this. Shout out to Jay Witt. Mama love you, honey. And Gary and Artie Trolls and Hype Bronson and Jared from Continue Freedom, who was over in the Lady Luck Club yesterday. So you guys take care. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.